Hello, traders. FX Pip Collector here. Today is Tuesday, March 18th, and this is my morning video where we like to take a look at all the US dollar pairs, including gold and a couple of the JPY pairs. If you haven't done so yet, definitely make sure you do check out my free Discord trading community linked at the end of this video down in the corner. Also, don't forget to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, if you'd like to get access to all the benefits listed below and more. So, in a ways, I always like to start off by looking at the news calendar so we can be aware of the news each day. We got a little bit of German news coming out today. Possibly could move the euro a little bit. I mean, Germany is definitely a huge economy in Europe. And we also have CPI inflation data coming out today. Now, we'll see if this actually does move the CAD pairs a lot. I mean, you would think that it definitely would, but lately the Canadian pairs are mostly concerned about the tariff news. But CPI is a really big news event, so hopefully that will make some pretty nice moves in the Canadian pairs today. So starting off on the US dollar index, I mean our structure now because we have this swing high right here is down here. So now if we get a break of this structure, I definitely would become a buyer on the dollar. The only thing that would make me become a buyer on the dollar or a seller on any of these dollar pairs would be seeing this US dollar index go up and break structure, and then I would probably be expecting a wave two. But it does not have to make a big old giant wave 2 like that. It could easily push down to the 61%, make a bounce, make a lower high, keep going down, make a bounce, make a lower high, and just keep on going. The trend is definitely your friend, especially in these big situations where the market is just continuing to make lower lows, lower highs. So please keep that in mind. That analysis I just did right there tells me what to do on literally every single one of these US dollar pairs. So keep that in mind. Moving on to the euro dollar. For me, the euro dollar next big area of resistance is the 78%, right around the 1.1 area. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it went up, bounced from that area, came down, making another higher low, and just kept on bouncing up. So the trend is definitely a friend in these situations. I mean, if the dollar proves otherwise, I will definitely start looking for shorts, but otherwise, it is longs all the way on these sort of time frames. Now, there's definitely no reason to go long now, and there's definitely no reason to go short now. I left my Fibonacci retracement on this move right here because this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for one, two, three waves down, a Fibonacci bounce. I don't know what Fibonacci bounce at the time, but I'm looking for three waves down to a fib level. Nice Fibonacci bounce, nice engulfing move to the upside. That's exactly what I'm looking for every single day for entries to go long with the higher time frame trend. One, two, three waves down and golfing up at a Fibonacci level. So unfortunately, the only strategy right now for me on the euro dollar is to either be waiting for an exit or to be patiently waiting for more pullbacks to go long again for the continuation of the uptrend. Definitely wouldn't recommend shorts, and I definitely wouldn't recommend longs without a pullback. So moving on to the pound dollar, same type of thing on the pound dollar. Like I said, this dollar analysis tells me literally what to do on every single dollar pair. So I wouldn't be surprised if the pound dollar went up to the 78.6. I'd actually be surprised if it didn't get up there, someplace around the 1.315 area. And it doesn't even have to stop there. It could go up there, bounce, make another higher low, make another higher low, and just keep on going up. I think it is going to take out these previous highs in the matter of time. So definitely treat the trend as your friend. Going down to the 1 hour time frame. Now this one didn't make a nice three-way pullback like the euro dollar did, but it definitely made a nice pullback. It is kind of a three-way move right there, as you'll notice. Nice Fibonacci bounce, nice engulfing move to the upside. That's exactly what I would be looking for entries to go long. I'd be looking for one, two, three-way pullbacks to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go long now. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go short now. I would be have to wait patiently for more pullbacks to go long again. Whether a pullback happens now or whether it happens later or even today or tomorrow, I have no idea. I just know that when I do see a pullback, I'll throw my Fibonacci retracement on there. I'll wait for three waves back. I'll wait for a Fibonacci bounce to go long again for the continuation of the uptrend. And moving on to the Aussie dollar, I think the Aussie Kiwi dollar just starting a wave three. I think this is a one, a two, and we may be in a wave three, which eventually likely will take out these highs way up here. So very bullish. I got my Fibonacci extension on the first little wave right here, projected off the bottom of the crescent, because this is the internal 1, 2, 3 most likely, which I would expect this to go probably at least to the 161, 178 minimum before we see too much of a pullback. So very, very, very bullish on this also. Didn't really get a very nice Fibonacci bounce on this one, I definitely will admit, which, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Fibonacci works probably an extremely high percentage of the time. I would say better than 80% of the time. You just don't really know what Fibonacci level it's going to bounce at. So we'll see. I mean, I would actually kind of like to see it go back down, potentially to a fib level before it actually continues the uptrend to make a more proper looking three-way pullback, something like that. But whether or not it's going to do that, I don't know. I mean, it might go up, make a new high, make a pullback, and then continue the uptrend again. So all I know is that when I see a three-way pullback, I will be ready to pull the trigger if it's at a Fibonacci level and if it makes a nice engulfing move to the upside. And the Kiwi dollar is exactly the same. The Kiwi is a little bit stronger than the Aussie, but I do think that we are just starting at wave three. There's a wave two, there's a wave one. This is an eternal 1, 2 of wave three. I think this is also eventually going to go all the way up and take out the highs. It's not just going to shoot up there in one straight line, obviously. There's going to be lots of pullbacks along the way, which is great news for us because that's where we look to get long. So the Kiwi dollar definitely did make three waves back, 1, 2, 3 waves back. That is exactly what I would be looking for on a day-to-day basis. 1, 2, 3 waves down to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. I don't really cover the Kiwi dollar much because it's exactly the same as the Aussie dollar. Moving on to the US dollar CAD, I mean, there's a chance the dollar CAD has already ended a wave two. I kind of hope that's not the case, but it definitely, definitely could be the case that we're already in this big wave three and it just keeps on trending down. I'm still kind of hoping that it's an A, B, C, and then it goes down to like the 78% and then turns back up for a wave C, because that would be a more proper 1, 2, 3 way pullback for the wave two, and then hopefully the continuation down for the wave three. So hopefully we'll get another push up on this to finish off a wave two before we start this wave three. But we have to be aware that this could just bounce, not break structure, and just keep on making lower lows, lower highs, because I am very, very bearish on the very high time frames. I am very, very bearish on this one. So anyways, going down to the 1 hour time frame, I got my Fibonacci retracement on the last impulsive move down. I was kind of hoping that it was going to pop up one more time maybe this afternoon before the Canadian news that we have coming out today, the Canadian inflation news. Maybe the inflation news is what's going to make it pop up to one of these fib levels and then potentially give us a three-way pullback for the continuation of the downtrend. So I'm definitely recommending shorts. I'm definitely only going to go short at Fibonacci bounces and potentially some sort of a recognizable three-way pullback, 1, 2, 3 waves up, something along those lines, 1, 2, 3 waves up. So definitely looking for three-way pullbacks to go short. And whether or not it's going to go up now or not, I mean, who knows? And could potentially just keep on going down, especially with that Canadian news we got today. So definitely looking for shorts. Whether or not it gives us a nice three-way pullback or not is a different question. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss, this is another one where it potentially might just be in a downtrend that doesn't even really stop. We definitely got a nice 38% fib bounce. It definitely looks like a nice short. Lower high, lower high. This is another one where I was kind of hoping that it was going to pop up one more time to give us a more, proper looking A, B, C correction. Whether or not it does that or not, I have no idea. We'll just have to keep watch. I do know that I'm looking for three-way pullbacks. So if it does give us a chance to go short, I definitely would take it 100%. So as of right now, I'm looking for three-way pullbacks. There's definitely not a reason to go short now, and there's definitely not a reason to go long. 1, 2, 3 waves up is what I'm looking for. 1, 2, 3 waves up. 1, 2, 3 waves down back here when we were looking for longs. So the strategy right now is to either be short already, waiting for an exit, or the strategy is to be patiently waiting for more three-way pullbacks to go short again for the continuation of the downtrend. Really, no reason to go long, and really no reason to go short unless you're already short. So definitely looking for more shorts. I'm kind of hoping that it does pop up to another fib level, so that way we can get another chance to go short. And gold, boy, gold is just pushing right beyond this 261% fib. I thought that we were potentially going to get a bounce here, but I also been telling you that if it doesn't break structure, then it wouldn't have been a short. Yesterday, I said if it goes down and breaks this, I'll be more than happy to start looking for shorts, and I potentially would have gone short as a swing trade. Never broke structure to the downside, but continued to make higher highs, higher lows. Our next area of resistance now is all the way up here at the 278% Fibonacci extension, which is right around the $3,070 area. You have to remember that gold doesn't have to stop anytime soon. I mean, this is a humongous uptrend on the higher time frames. This thing could go up to $4,000, $5,000 an ounce for all we know. So I would definitely just appreciate the trend, and I would definitely just continue to trade with the trend. I mean, if you've been taking my advice over the last couple of weeks and you've been looking for longs every single chance you get, then you've probably been doing really well. If you've been trying to fight this trend by going short, expecting a big push down, then you've probably been losing tons of money. Unfortunately, I would have to wait for a pullback, which I don't know if it's going to pull back now or if it's going to continue up and pull back later. I just know that when it does start a pullback, I can throw my Fibonacci retracement on the last impulsive move up. I can look for a pullback entry. I can look for three ways down. I can look for a Fibonacci bounce. And I can look for more entries to go long, potentially for the continuation of this uptrend. So I definitely am looking for longs on gold. I definitely would not recommend any shorts, and I definitely wouldn't recommend any longs. Unfortunately, the strategy on gold is also to either already be long from down here at one of these pullbacks, waiting for an exit, or the strategy is to be patiently waiting for another pullback to go long again for the continuation of the uptrend. The trend is definitely your friend in these situations. Moving on to the US dollar again. Now, to me, the JPY basket did break structure to the downside. It actually broke structure with a lot of momentum. I think it confirms wave C. And if that's true, then this is going down for quite some time, probably at least several weeks minimum, which means that there's a good chance all the yen pairs might end up turning up for several weeks. And I've been talking about this in my live streams, but this actually could be the A, B, C of B, and it actually could just continue up now in a wave C. And then this would be the A, this would be three waves of B, and this would be the trend for the C. And then it turns down. We definitely could be doing that. But so far we don't have a breaker structure. So if it does go up to the fib level, if it does give you like a double top, then you could go short and hopefully learn and earn at the same time whether it continues the downtrend or not. Unfortunately, right now I'd be recommending longs at least up to the 78%, which is right around the 150.28 area. So I'm definitely still recommending longs. Unfortunately, there's really no long right this minute. I left this Fibonacci retracement on here because I just wanted to show you the one, two, three waves down to a Fibonacci level, the 50%. Nice impulsive move up. And one, two, and we're definitely in a wave three right now for sure. Probably going to push its way up to that 78% Fibonacci. So unfortunately, the strategy for most of these pairs today are either be holding on to a long or to be patiently waiting for more longs, or possibly if you're more of a swing trader, then you might be waiting for it to make like a double top at a fib level and a break of structure to go short again. So I guess it kind of depends on what kind of trader you are. And moving on to the Yogan. Yogan is broken structure. I think because of that breaker structure, then we definitely need to say it's probably easier to see on the daily because I have that labeled. It's probably a one, two, three up, a one, two, three down, and now we're in five waves up, probably to at least a 78% before we continue down. This is still a wave A, and this is now all an ABC of B, probably a flat pattern for the wave B, which is a 335 pattern. So I think that because of the JPY basket, we have to become bullish on all the JPY pairs now. So I definitely would be recommending longs. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go short. Unfortunately, this is another one of those pairs where the only strategy right now is to either be long from a pullback back here, or preferably way back here, or the strategy is to be patiently waiting for a new pullback to go long again for the continuation of the uptrend. I definitely wouldn't recommend shorts because it may not even pull back. It may just keep on drifting up. But I would not recommend shorts and I would not recommend longs unless you get a pullback for the continuation of the uptrend. So I think that as of right now, we're going to require some patience because we definitely need to be waiting for some pullbacks. Moving on to the pound CAD, same thing. Because of the JPY basket, I am now very bullish on the yen pairs. One, two, three waves up. One, two, three waves down. We technically haven't really broken struts up, but I think this is going to stretch out, and it's going to at least go up to the 78%, probably around the 202 area, finishing off a wave B. Three, three, three waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up for a 335 of B is what I expect to see now, all because of the JPY basket analysis. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, this is another one where unfortunately I definitely wouldn't recommend shorts, and I definitely wouldn't recommend longs without seeing a nice pullback. I would, we're at the structure level for the higher time frame, so hopefully what happens is it does start a pullback, and maybe tomorrow or something after a nice, 24-hour pullback or more, we'll get a nice long opportunity. Whether or not it happens like that, I have no idea. It might just keep on drifting up. That's why I definitely don't recommend shorts. But if it does, make a nice pullback, I would definitely be ready to go long for the continuation of the uptrend at the end of that pullback. So unfortunately, a lot of these pairs, especially the yen pairs, the gold and things that are just trending, are definitely going to require some patience for a three-way pullback before it's ready to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. So anyways, don't forget to join my free Discord group, which is linked down here in the corner. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading.